that if it's anything that you're feeling that's not making you happy, then just welcome it, because little things can come up during the day. You could be doing something that irritates you. You just allow it to be there. It's accepting that everything, a bit like Aiko says, everything is divine. So there's nothing that's wrong. It's all divine. So if you're feeling annoyed, that's fine. That's still divine. You just allow it. You just like, okay, that's fine. I'm feeling that, and that's fine. And I allow that. And it's a feeling that's coming because it's ready to go. They only appear when they're ready to go, and that's like, okay, I'm feeling this because now I can let this go. Before I couldn't do that, but now that's why it's here, is because it knows that I can let it go
Okay,
now.
Dominique DeSylva, a dear friend of mine, um, just met on the quantum field one day and have become very dear friends. We stay in touch with WhatsApp. She's in the UK, and almost every day we keep in touch with like just how our day went. And it's like this little, I think of it as a pen pal from,
Mm.
you know, but modern times. And we share recipes that we made for dinners, and what's going on in our personal lives and our dear friends' lives. And I feel like I know all her friends, um, and someday we will meet in real life. And she's hoping to come here, and I'm hoping to go there. So, um, Dominique, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Mm.
Who are you?
Um,
Where are you?
no. What am I doing? Who am I? Um, I live in a little village in a place called Surrey, which is about 40 minutes from London. And it's very beautiful. It's got lots of trees, lots of open spaces. I have a beautiful tree in my garden that's huge, that I see every day, that I connect with every morning, and it's just beautiful. And I work in a cafe 2 days a week, which I really, really, really enjoy. And I sing in a band, and I used to sing with the choir. I don't sing with the choir anymore, but we sing with the band. And I'm learning guitar too. So and I do yoga, and I've done Reiki, level 2 Reiki. So I'm just at the beginning of that journey. So yes, that's me really.
Love it. That's like everything I wanted to talk about. So how did we meet?
I read The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Byrne. This was in lockdown. I read The Greatest Secret, that really changed my life. I was like, wow. And so I searched on YouTube for a meditation on The Greatest Secret, and your meditation came up. However, I didn't know it was you, obviously. So I found this meditation and I did it, and I thought, wow, this is really beautiful. I really, really like this. And then so I searched who was doing the meditation, because I thought, I've got to say thank you for this, because it's just lovely. So I think I found your email, and then I looked on your website, and I think I just emailed you and said thank you for this meditation. And then you emailed back, and then we kind of emailed just kind of at Christmas and things like that. And then it just developed from there. And once you told me about recording on WhatsApp, and you just flip the thing up and then you can just record. Because I'd been holding my finger on that thing for ages.
I remember that.
So yeah, and that was how it happened, purely through the Greatest Secret meditation that you'd done, that you put on YouTube, and I found, and then got in touch to say thank you for putting that out there, because it was so beautiful. I did it all the time, all the time.
I find that so good, and I feel like for other YouTubers out there that are watching a video that is meaningful to them, to reach out to the person who created it, that there might be this super huge connection with
Mm.
somebody that, likes your vibe, and then how much I love your vibe, and how it's just flourished. It's just really become like one of my dearest friendships since
Mm.
I think it was probably 2021 or something that we started talking. So going on 4 years. of- It's
Yeah,
the
wow.
first time we've met each other face to face like this. Why we haven't done this before, we don't know, but it's very good for my soul. I started crying. Um, um, and so tell me about, there's another thing that you do that is so meaningful to me, and you have this knack of people just coming to you, kind of an opening up, and feeling some feelings that they are struggling with, and the way that you help them deal with these feelings and how you learn this.
I when I read The Greatest Secret, at the end she puts websites of all the teachers she's used in the book. And I looked at a few of them, and I found Hale Dwoskin and Lester Levinson and the Sedona method. And when I was I remember the first time I did they do a releasing. So you allow the feeling and you welcome the feeling, like Rhonda Byrne says in the book. And I remember the very first time I did it. And then I kind of remember thinking, I can do this now. I can do this actually now. I can allow this feeling now. I can do this. And then I just watched loads of again, because this was all in lockdown was a gift to me, because it gave me so much time to do everything. And I looked at loads of YouTube videos of Hale Dwoskin and his retreats and his meditations, and I still now, if I ever need, I'm in desperate need, I go back to him. I go back to one of his releases and go back to him talking about releasing. And it's about allowing the feel. It's just allowing the feeling instead of rejecting the feeling, instead of pushing it away, which is our instinct to do, because we don't want it. We don't want to feel like that. If you just allow it, and it allows you to relax, because you're not resisting it anymore. And if you don't resist it, then it just disappears, or it starts to dissipate. And then when it comes back, you just do the same thing again. And really don't have to do anything. You just have to allow it to be there. You don't have to think anything. You don't have to do anything. You just have to feel it in your heart and feel love. And if you can't feel love, just think about something you love or someone you love. And then you start to feel that love. And then that feeling just kind of just dissipates. And then when it comes back again, it just means there's more to go, and then it just dissipates, and that's all you have to do. And my friend now does it in her car. I gave her like a little, I wrote down his Hale Dwoskin's way of saying welcome feeling, and then welcome um welcome any notion of trying to change it or fix it or control it. Welcome that too, and welcome any sense that it's personal about you. And then could you just, and I love the way he used to say, could you just in this moment, just for now, could you just try and let it go? And she has that in her car now. And when she starts to get anxious, she just reads it and she just like, okay, just allow it, don't resist it. Because if you resist it, it persists, as everyone says. Yes, so if you just allow.
You taught me that so well, and I catch myself allowing the feeling instead of resisting and holding it in or internalizing it. It's helped me so much by the way you've taught me to just not exactly label it right or wrong, and just like kind of give it a label. It's like, oh, I am feeling this.
And
And
also, I think you can tell if it's anything that you're feeling that's not making you happy, then just welcome it, because little things can come up during the day. You could be doing something that irritates you. You just allow it to be there. It's accepting that everything, a bit like Aiko says, everything is divine. So there's nothing that's wrong. It's all divine. So if you're feeling annoyed, that's fine. That's still divine. You just allow it. You just like, okay, that's fine. I'm feeling that, and that's fine. And I allow that, and it starts to just dissipate in anything you're doing. Well, just little things that you're doing, and you can still do it.
oh, good. So again, that was from the Sedona method
Mm.
by Lester Levinson, and Harold Dwoskin has taken it over since he's passed away. And Lester was a good colleague with Dr. Hawkins, who I love a lot. And I read Letting Go, and then I read the Sedona method right after each other, both very similar. Um, Hawkins is a little more scientific, where he has all this proof of muscle testing and everything like that. But then if you've read that, then try reading the Sedona method, and it's sweeter. It's more sweet and loving, like Dominique is saying here, more loving to yourself rather than having to figure it out to let it go. It's just more loving. And so I suggest the Sedona method to anybody.
And also in The Greatest Secret, Rhonda Byrne always says that you don't even have to know what it's about. You don't even have to name the feeling. You don't even have to know what it is. You if it's just a feeling that's not that's making you anxious or making you unhappy, you don't have to know what it's about. You don't have to even name it. You don't have to know what it is. Just welcome the feeling, because it's a feeling. It's not a thing. It's just a feeling. So you can welcome the feeling, not knowing what it is or where it's come from or anything.
Nice. It's just like neutralizing, I feel like, where something could be showing like a positive charge or a negative charge. You know, I think of a battery that's like zapping out on one end or the other, and it's just like, it's just a feeling.
Mm.
And it's just neutral. It's not either. It's just a
And
feeling.
also it's a feeling that's supposed to be there. It's
Right.
supposed to be, it's a feeling, it's not wrong, it's just love. It's a feeling that's supposed, you can accept it because it's a feeling that's coming because it's ready to go. Is it
That.
they only appear when they're ready to go, and that's like, okay, I'm feeling this because now I can let this go. Before I couldn't do that, but now that's why it's here, is because it knows that I can let it go now. It's ready to go.
Love that. That's so perfect. That's the one thing that you always say that makes me realize, oh, that part right there. Um, so tell me about your Reiki and how you got into that and how it's going and what you've been doing with it and anything you've seen with Reiki power.
Um, I, I, I'd never really had, I don't think I ever had Reiki done to me. Um, I don't think so. But I just love that feeling of, believing that everything is energy. Then I kind of believe that everything could be moved by energy, and that physical pain is blocked energy and that kind of thing. And I remember, and it was just sitting with Hugo, my dog, just he sits on my lap when I did my do a meditation or something, and I just suddenly thought, I could put my hands on him and I could start by trying to just give him some energy healing. So I did that for a while, and I thought I'd really like to do a course on it, and I remember I spoke to you about it as well, and that was ages and ages and ages ago, and I couldn't find anything face to face. And you told me about that online thing and everything. Um, and then it kind of went away for ages and ages, and then suddenly just this thing popped up on Facebook with somebody who was just down the road from me,
Hmm.
who did a weekend course for level 1 Reiki. Um, and I thought I'd really love to do that. So I got in touch with her and I did that course, which was a weekend. And I had no idea at the time what that level 1, a lot of it was for self-healing. I had no idea when I even went. I didn't realize it was self-healing. But actually, when I came away from it, I used the self-healing all the time. That was, putting your hands on yourself. And so I did that. And then she emailed again and said she was doing the level 2. And I said, well, I'd like to do it, but I can't really afford to do it. It's financial. I'd love to do it, but I can't. And then I spoke to my husband and he said, well, look, just do it because you really enjoy it. Just do it. So I emailed her and said, can I have a space on the course if there's one left? And she said, I already put you down for it. And she said, just work out any financial plan you want. You don't have to tell me, just do it. And it's, if you pay after the course, it doesn't matter and everything. So I worked out like a monthly payment. And then I did the level 2, which was more with symbols and distance healing, and you do giving Reiki to a circumstance as well, which, because I didn't realize that if to give it distance healing, the person has to agree to it. Because I thought you could just give distance healing and people go, oh, wow, I feel really good. But obviously, if they're driving their car or something and you're giving them healing, it probably wouldn't be the best thing. So, but you can give Reiki to the circumstance. which I love doing that too. I kind of have a, it's like a it's like a ball to me, like a shining ball, and I just kind of give Reiki to the circumstance, and you give healing and harmony and everything to the circumstance. So I do that often as well. I still do the self-healing every day to my either all of it or half down to my heart. And Hugo, my dog, I'd give it to him. And I'm hoping to at Christmas to get my bed, my Reiki bed, because it's much more comfortable than people sitting on a chair and doing it. So, and after that, I think I'm just kind of letting it grow kind of as it grows. And I've done a couple of friends kind of sitting on the chair. So yeah, I'm just gonna see how it goes. And if I can help people, I'd love to help people. I'm not really thinking about doing it as a kind of practice or a job, or and just if people need it, then I'm very happy to give it if it's going to help them, you know. So yeah, but I love it. I love that energy. I love that whole energy thing, because you when I do the self-healing, I connect so deeply. I just feel the connection. It's really hard to describe, but I just know that I'm connecting, you know. And I don't really see very much, don't really see colors sometimes, but not very often. Um, just purple and blue, like real electric blue sometimes, but not every time and not that often. But I feel that connection in my heart. I feel that deep connection, which I find so lovely. And sometimes when I'm doing it, I think, do you really like to just stay here? Because it's such a lovely, it's such a lovely place to be. But yeah, and that's how I did it. And it will just become whatever it becomes, I think.
I love it. Um, I feel that connection too when I'm doing Reiki like that. I actually, it's interesting to me. It's in my ears. I feel this, mm, like my ears open up or something. Like there's a something that cracks open in my ears, like my antennas. So, I'm not sure, but it's like my ears are wide open, and it just happens when I'm doing Reiki. I mean,
Mm,
I can kind of force it, but I think it's better for me. Uh, and I like it as my little special connection feeling that I get. And I don't
mm,
know if you happen to get anything like that, but I do. That's like I know I'm connected then when my ears do this pop
mm,
open thing. Um, but maybe you'll start feeling something as a significant symbol or sign that yeah, you're connected, you know, and I feel like it's just special for Reiki. Like I get connected during meditation and things like that, but it's not the same.
mm,
Reiki has some different energy in it, and it's a great practice to know. And that's how I got into all of this as well as I got into Reiki.
mm. I love it. I really love it. I love doing it, and I love doing it on myself as well.
I love getting it done. Yeah, I'll just have you do it to me anytime. I don't care if I'm driving. You just go for it. Uh, so tell us about Hugo.
Hugo, my lovely Hugo, is my Cocker Spaniel. I was going to say puppy then, but he's not a puppy anymore. He's 10 years old now, and he has kind of been a big part of my journey, I think, because I don't know quite how to explain it, but he's been there kind of every step of the way, kind of teaching me things, and um just all the happiness, all the love, and just sitting with him and trying out my Reiki on him. And you know, he's just always been there. So he's very special, very special.
Uh, uh, Hugo has these very long eyelashes. I
Yeah.
might put a picture of him on uh, when I edit this, but such an old soul just hearing
Yeah.
about him and the pictures you send of him. And then I ended up getting a Cocker Spaniel as
Yes.
well. And it's like the same thing. She just looks into my soul, just like please love me. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, baby. I just, yeah, she's
And people love him. People, I know everyone says that about their dogs, but people just do. They, if I go anywhere, people just love him. And I think that's because he is just
it's
full of love.
love.
He
Yes.
gives off that and he just gets it right back, He's kind of
Let
people
us
just
be like dogs.
yes. And Eckhart Tolle always says that when you walk down the street with your dog, he said, if you'll notice people come and say hello, but they're not saying hello to you, they're connecting with the dog. They're not connecting with you. They're connecting with the dog. That's the one they want to see, And I think that's because they're just giving off love, aren't they, all the time? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Eckhart
he's
Tolle has that great book that about
yes,
dogs and humans. I
yeah,
can't think of it right now. Um, Guardians or something like that. Uh,
yeah. I can't. Cool.
I same with Daisy, my Cocker
Mm.
Spaniel. Everybody says, I think she wants to go home with me. It's like she's just giving you pure love. And I just, I know that we can learn so much from animals
Mm.
and and I also know as being a former dog caregiver, that the animals take on the persona of their owner, like obviously Hugo is very loved and he just gives or receives and receives and then he gives and gives and really we can learn so much from dogs or
Mm.
our pets like
And
person.
that they don't and that they don't hold on to anything. They don't hold on to anything. They can get stressed and but they don't, they're just like boom in, like even when we go on holiday and he goes to stay with a friend of mine for a week, when we first leave him, he's a little bit like doesn't really want us to go. But I mean, honestly, by the time we get back, he's completely straight, he's fitted right in, he's fine, he's getting on with his thing, they just have that ability to just be in the moment, don't they?
Yeah.
That we could learn from, and that shaking thing where they just go, don't they?
And stretching. They do yoga
Yeah,
first thing
yeah,
every morning.
yeah,
They do the down dog
yeah,
first thing every
yeah.
morning.
And then they do their back legs as well. They're
Oh
kind
yeah.
of like, yeah, yeah,
And they shake.
yeah.
Take the energy. Yeah. Yeah. We can also learn a lot from them. So tell me about your family at home besides Hugo.
Uh,
I started the dog.
sometimes, sometimes with people that come in the cafe, I know the names of their dogs. I don't know the name of the people. I
Same.
know the names.
Yeah. I have that. Oh, you're Charlie's dad. Yeah.
So there's me, there's Oliver, who's my son, he's 17, and then there's John, who's my husband, um, who is actually out at work today, but he normally works from home. He works 4 days from home and 1 day in the office. Um, so yeah, so it's just the three of us and Hugo. Um, and my mum who lives about 3, 4 hours away on the train. And I've got a younger sister in London and an older sister about half an hour away in the car. So it's three girls and yeah, and just the three of us here. We just tootle around together.
Tuchel. Tuchel.
Tootle around.
Oh, tootle, tootle.
Tootle around.
Yes, I'm always every now and then there's one word that she'll say that I'm like, okay, I don't know what this thing is. And it's like every night you have tea, and it's like, is that what you have for dinner? Is tea? And it's like, yeah, well, yeah, you had to explain that to me. And I'm always fascinated about your train trips. I was like,
Yeah,
we don't use a train where I live, and it's just so foreign to me that you can just go hop on a train and
yeah. You can hop on a train. You can drive. The station is about 10 minutes away. So we drive to the train station, and then if I get on a train to London, it takes me 50 minutes to get into London. And then if I'm going to see my mum, I then get on the underground in London to another station, and then I catch another train, and that takes me an hour and a quarter to get to where she lives.
so how long
So
is it underground? Does it stay
half an
underground?
hour, that's half an hour, half an
Underground.
hour. Yeah. But you're on a train, so you don't feel like you're underground really, but it's called the underground or the tube. That's what they
Oh,
call
the tube, I've heard that.
like the subway. But
Movie.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Isn't that interesting? Whoever made those tunnels
Yeah.
and stuff. Um, so what are your plans for future? What do you want to do with your
Uh,
expansion that you're
I'd like to in the band, I've just written the lyrics for a song for the first time ever done anything like that. But I'd love to do more of that. That's been really good, really creative. That was a big creative step for me that I dared to take, and it's turned out really well. So I'd like to do more of that and more kind of collaboration on songs and things like that. Um, and I'm excited for my Reiki as well because I just want to see where that goes. I think it's stepping in. I think it's that for me, it's that at the moment, it's kind of having the courage to step into the light, know that it's going to be okay and know that you can do this. And I do a meditation at the moment from Dr. Sue Morter about your dreams. And she says in it, it wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for you. And don't just don't just don't just dream it, have it. Don't just think about it, have it. And it's a great meditation for you thinking, yeah, okay, I can do all this. And also if it wasn't for me, I wouldn't be around it, I wouldn't be doing it, I wouldn't be thinking about it, it's obviously here for me.
right?
That's why so yeah, I think it's um that yeah, actually I can do all this stuff rather than staying just below the kind of pulpit. I can actually go up and go, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do all this then. Yeah, I'm gonna do my Reiki and I'm gonna do my songs and you know, but not have any specific plan, not have any. I just want to see where it goes. I just want to do it and see where it goes and not have any kind of right, I'm going to do this by this time and this and none. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to just do it and go wherever it goes, wherever it happens to take me.
Nice. I love that. I love acknowledging the nudge.
Mm,
You've been nudged to do this, and well, if I'm hearing it, maybe I should put some action towards it, such as doing these interviews.
mm,
Thing I kept hearing this nudge, feeling this nudge, and that's why I'm just gonna do these, and I'm loving every one of them.
mm.
There's another teacher that you listen to often, and it's Muji, and
Oh
and did you learn about him from The Greatest Secret too?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He was one of the. I think because in the audiobook, the most of the teachers actually say their own phrases and he just had I love the things he was saying, so I kind of looked for him and then I found meditations of his, and it's so funny because I kind of it happens with all of them. I do his for a while and then suddenly there's someone else that I do and then I come back to him like a while later. But I love his meditations, and what I've noticed about the ones he's done more recently is it's all about you not having to do anything. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be. So you don't have to. He said it's not about visualizing. It's not about, I'm not asking you to visualize. I'm not asking you to do any of that. Just be. Don't do anything. Just be. And I love that. I love that kind of you just be and there you are.
that brings me to another thing about you that I love so much, and how you're a really great nap taker. You take and you tell me about it, and you take baths, Epsom salt baths, and she tells me about it, and it's like, I wish I could. And then when I do get the chance to take a nap, which I think of as like a daily vacation, a vacation per day, if you can take
Mm,
some time and rest, and the importance of rest. And she sends me these little, memes of resting and take time to rest, and so important, and so grateful for you urging me, not really, or you've never told me to do anything. but like just hearing that it's coming from your energy field is like, I think, a signal for me, rest, rest, and um,
And there's nothing nicer. There's nothing nicer than just lying down on the sofa. And I have Hugo often lies on top of me, but kind of to the side, but on top of me. And I just go to sleep and he goes to sleep and then I'll move. And the other day he was just tucked in my tummy. So I was kind of lying on my side and he was just sleep tucked in there. And it's just lovely. It's so lovely. I love doing that.
it's like heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
So
like,
we
oh, I'm
could
so tired. I can just
call.
fall asleep and I can now. And you just go to sleep.
I think I can any time of the day. Maybe it's our age thing that
Yes,
we're going through, but who cares? I mean, we've worked hard a long time and now we can rest. And if
yes.
we can rest with a cocker spaniel, then even better. That is pure heaven. Oh, that is so good.
I think though it's funny because my mum's generation and John's mum's generation, they don't like to sleep in the daytime because they feel it makes them old. And I think that's a generational thing that when they were younger, nobody really slept in the daytime because then, or old people slept in the daytime or something because my mum would never sleep in the day at all.
Mm,
Whereas I find it really easy. I would do it all the time if I could. I would just do it any opportunity. I would sleep. But yeah, I think it's a generational thing. I think it's a way it's looked at, or the way that they see it as a weakness. I think of, oh no, I need to keep going. I need to keep going. But thankfully,
we
we
really
don't think.
don't. We could just be, just be.
Yes, just
Um,
be.
that's so cute.
Another
Yeah.
one, talking about sleeping, another thing that I found really helpful is that Ram Dass, when you're trying to go to sleep, if you can't go to sleep, if you do that really simple, breathing in, breathing out, you just say that to yourself, breathing in, breathing out. That's it. That's all you have to say. And then you just go, go to sleep. And that's so simple. And I hear his voice going, breathing in, breathing out. And that's it. That's it. You just say that to yourself. You breathe in and you breathe out. That's it.
So nice. I feel like we sleep easily, possibly because our conscience is clear and we come from love so much. And you hear that saying, how can you sleep at night knowing what you do?
Mm.
It's like, well, I can sleep great. I don't have a problem. And
Do you know the other thing I think as well is that if your mind is racing, if like everybody has that, if something's happened and you think is accepting it, is just going, I see this and I accept that my mind's racing now, rather than going, oh, make this stop, make this stop, make this stop. You just go, okay, now I can see it. It's really racing now, and that's fine. Okay, you can stay if you want to stay, or it's just accepting, and then it starts to go away. It's
yeah,
when
that's
you is
probably a really good time to try that. Releasing is at night when your mind is racing. Um,
just
and you're,
accept it. If you just accept, it's fine. It's kind of like, it's like, I think we kind of think, oh no, I shouldn't be doing this. My mind shouldn't be racing and I should be sleeping, and it's a wrong thing. Whereas if you just know everything, there isn't any wrong. It's all divine. It's all held by God. Everything, even the kind of your mind racing, still held. You're still held. So it's still okay. Just go, okay, yeah, I accept this is happening now, and it's gonna pass.
so sweet. Yeah, I think that's one of my most favorite things about you is teaching me that and bringing awareness for myself and just accept the feeling. Don't
Mm.
have to change it. I don't have to label it.
Control it. You don't have to fix it. You don't have
I don't have
to,
to fix
you
it.
know,
Just
no. And also another thing Harold Roskins said I heard recently when I was listening to one of his is that you think, okay, if you feeling like that, what's the source of that? And then what's the source of that? And what's the source of that? And you realize there's only one source, and that source is God, or whatever you feel, and that's the source of everything. So any, everything. So you're always safe because that's always the source. Love is always the source. So it's whatever's happening and whatever it is. So it's always the same.
I love it. I love talking to you. I love keeping in touch with you. I love that we found each other on YouTube, and that we've made like a three-way connection with Aiko, who I interviewed a while back, our purple sphere of love and wisdom. And just like the ability that everybody has to make this kind of a friendship with a total stranger. And then we've grown together. Like we both really got into Ram Dass. We both, and I'm just
You introduced me to Ram Dass. I'd never heard of Ram Dass before. And that always blows my mind when you said that he came to you in that Joe Dispenza thing, and you didn't even know who he was. And he came in that meditation that you did.
He's like, come on, and I'm like, I think that's that Ram Dass guy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank God for Ram Dass and all. I mean, just we share book ideas. I just love, and I just encourage everybody to let go of any fears of making connections like this. I mean, it's been one of the sweetest relationships ever. And like I said, the first time we've seen each other and talked real life like this, I don't know why we
This
haven't.
this must be the first step then. So the next step is going to have to be face to face.
Yes. We are actually planning on that. We're looking up plane tickets and which airport am I flying into? So, and maybe someday we'll do an interview together here, you here, and us, saying, remember back when we did and here we are in real
We'll be
life.
like 80. We'll be 80 and we'll be 80. Remember when?
Finally. Oh, that's so great. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
doing
you.
this with me, and seeing that even Zoom works like this, for us to be in two different countries, 7 hours apart. And I just hope, I just encourage everybody to make these beautiful connections.
And also you've got also to do anything you want to do, because you've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to, this is we're here to kind of just experience everything. It's kind of, you got to do it. You got to experience everything. It's, it's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be a joy and happy. That's why we're here, isn't it?
So great. Well, I love you so much. Thank
You
you so
too.
much for
This is
doing
so
this.
exciting. This is very
It is. And I'm just gonna stop recording, and we'll just say goodbye to everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much for connecting.